Afternoon, evening, everyone. My name is Almut van Casteren. I'm the co-founder and director of eProd Solutions. I would like to share this picture with you. So in the middle of this picture, you see Rachel. She's a farmer at the Kenyan coast, actually one of 8,000 contracted farmers by EKL, an exporter. The company offers her market certainty through contract farming, farmer training, agronomic advice, and weather forecasts through SMS. And then she also has access to finance. So she can get access to loans because EKL actually has an agreement with the local MFI to reduce lending risks. So they can actually screen the farmers based on eProd data that EKL has available. And then also EKL automates the repayments on behalf of the farmers. Lastly, she receives payments via her mobile phone. So during COVID, she was receiving all her outstanding amounts still without having any issues. Unlike other companies that work like that, just to give you a bit of an insight, I had a call this morning with the company in Rwanda, and the lady said, I'm still owing 500 farmers money. I'm not able to pay them because they insisted in cash payment. And she said, I wished I had a system like eProd where I could just through mobile money send all the money to my farmers. So this is a reality in most of the tens of thousands of organizations here in Africa and probably all over the world, where paper and Excel sheets are still very dominant. And this is also where eProd comes in. As eProd, we do sell an ERP for agriculture supply chain management to our clients. These are normally commodity traders, food processors, and farmer cooperatives, more the larger ones. We offer an affordable off-the-shelf product which can be integrated with any platform. And it is also optimized for low bandwidth areas. So you can even run it offline if need be. The eProd platform in general is a unique data generator, and it has a lot of valuable information, not only for our clients, but also for the different sector stakeholders. So where does eProd come in and how does eProd assist? Just to start with, it helps you with profiling. That's with fields and then farmers, grouping them into groups, into larger cooperatives, and maybe based on traders, NGOs, etc. It manages contracts. You have the option of having an organogram and assigning field officers to farmers and groups, etc. So it helps you to just structure your organization. And then with the mobile app in the field, you can manage all your day-to-day activities, from farmer registration and mapping to registering fields that have been planted, to then do field inspections like scouting questionnaires on the ground, but then also surveys at field and farmer level or group level for compliance and certification. We can integrate with soil testing equipment. You can do collections on the phone and have them fully traceable, not only to the actual collection itself, but you assign the field and you can go back all the way to the seed that has been planted in that field. Manage certifications and so much more. Then it helps you with capacity building, whether it's e-extension services, for example, communication with farmers through different means, or SMS, for example, sending both a weather forecast or more detailed agronomic advice, inform them about pest and disease outbreaks, and managing yield forecasting. By having all this data, you have an excellent tool of data that helps you to then estimate your future production. And now I'm coming actually to the more financial aspects of the system, and this is why we are here as well. You can manage farmer payments, and they can be automated and integrated with e-wallets, for example. You can send mobile money to farmers, manage bank transfers, or if necessary, actually still manage cash payments. And this is still the reality in many of the very rural areas, where farmers either don't have mobile money because they don't have ID cards and they can't sign up, etc. So then again, scanning of an ID card, they still receive payment, and we have proof of payment in the system that the farmers have been paid. You can assign inputs through the field officers as loans to farmers. You can schedule the repayments. You could initiate saving programs and so much more. So I had at the beginning talked about the lady, the chili farmer Rachel, and the first picture. So she's a very good example of how eProd can actually enable access to finance and also tripartite agreements between an SME, a farmer, and MFIs. So in that case, eProd actually assisted to reduce the risk for the MFI by actually having alternative data from the SME, do an alternative credit scoring, and then basically reduce risks further by actually managing the repayments. So what I wanted to say is you can reduce your transaction costs if the company is in a position to actually also automate the loan repayments on behalf of the farmer. They want to share a story with you about a project that we had, I think, 2 years ago with a company. Now that was an aggregator, and he worked with 17,000 farmers. He sent his field officers to the field to basically offer the farmers either a normal input package or an input package with insurance. So if now the farmers opted for the input package plus insurance, he would then get the bank involved for a loan. He would get the insurance company involved for a loan, for the insurance itself, and then also share all the data with Acre Africa, who was here in that area, then responsible for sharing any basically adverse information. And as soon as there was
1 minute, Albert.
As soon as there was a repayment triggered, that would go back to the company, who then would, on behalf of the farmers, pay the loan back to the bank and send the balance to the farmer. So eProd manages different loan types, can manage different priorities, and simply helps linking the farmers to finance. Overall, the company ensures accountability through everything it does, through the reports, through the planning and managing tools, through the M&E features, and the overall financial management. Now, what is the future? So we have a lot of clients, and we think getting aggregated data into one platform, we could offer these not only to financial institutions like MFIs, but also mobile money providers, to be able to offer loans to the farmers against the credit scoring of data that is actually available in the field. But you could also offer then insurers to offer crop insurance to the farmers, so they could sign up there. You could offer the data also partly to input providers on many more. So all this data can then be used not only for loan screening, but also for more predictive analysis. You could manage stakeholder-owned M&E as an organization, or also have early warning systems in place. Yeah, so as a company, we have worked a lot in the last couple of years. We have now about 100 clients, many farmers in the system through our partners, and we assisted a lot of companies to lay the foundation for scaling. And we are also actually scaling and looking also for strategic partners at the moment. So in case of any of you is interested, please feel free to reach out. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Almut. Open for questions. We have about 3 minutes for questions.